What's next for Fromsoftware? After Armored Core 6 Fires of Rubicon, which in my opinion looks like an amazing 10 out of 10 game. The previews have been incredible, and let me tell you, I am absolutely ready for the next 2 weeks to go by so I can finally get my hands on this game, and I'm going to turn it into so much content, it's not even going to be funny. But until then, we're going to speculate on what's coming next. So I just went through and looked at FromSoft's financial report. Now they're saying there will be another game on the horizon besides Elden Ring DLC. Let's get into it. Now I've pulled up an article from Tech for Gamers where they're talking about Elden Ring DLC after Armored Core 6 Fires of Rubicon. Now in my opinion, I don't think we're going to be getting any more Elden Ring DLC after Shadow of the Erdtree. But what I think is going to be is another game that they've been talking about on the horizon called Spellbound. Now, just for context, this game has been rumored through Reddit for a very long time. It is not confirmed in any sort of way, but I will say that this game, if it is real, it sounds fucking awesome. And for context, a lot of people think that this game will be the spiritual successor to Bloodborne. Not exactly the Bloodborne 2 that we all expected, but gameplay mechanic wise, there's a lot in this game through the leaks, potential rumors, take everything with a grain of salt, that resemble a magic influenced Bloodborne. Sounds pretty badass to me. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go on Reddit. We are going to go through these potential leaks, aka rumors, but first I want to reference this Tech for Gamers article where they go over whether they think Elden Ring is going to get more DLC before we get a new game. Now what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Do you think we're going to be getting more Elden Ring DLC after Shadow of the Erdtree, or do you think that we're going to be getting a new game, aka in Spellbound? The report asserts that Kadokawa plans to use the Elden Ring IP in the future. Previously, Kadokawa also confirmed long-term support for the franchise. While the financial report does not specify the exact measures another DLC release could be under consideration, in the past, the studio has developed multiple DLC packs for the games like Dark Souls 3. Since the studio will release Armored Core 6 this month, FromSoftware's next game might not arrive anytime soon. As such, additional DLC would assure that Elden Ring remains popular until the developer's next release. However, Kadokawa's long-term support could also refer to continuous updates and patches for the player engagement. Therefore, it would be the best to wait for official announcements before jumping to early conclusions. Now, I tend to agree with this statement, but it is interesting to think about the possibility of more Elden Ring DLC on the horizon. And in my opinion, they have a lot more story to tell in this world. But I would be lying if I said that I would want more DLC for a game that's been out for 2 years already, rather than them just coming together and making an Elden Ring 2. That would be incredible. But don't even get me started on the prospect of an entirely new IP from FromSoft, aka Spellbound. Now there was a rumor about sometime last week where there was somebody who made a Reddit post. And I'm going to read you guys this Reddit post because it's very, very juicy. Now to start off the post, there was an image attached to this Reddit thread. I will not be showing the image just off the possibility that it is correct. I do not think that this is an actual image from the game, let me just say. But just in case, I'm not going to get involved in that. He starts by saying, "Firstly, the image I have added is indeed from Project Spellbound. Spellbound is a project name, and I do not know the definitive name of the game yet. Secondly, I am not the person who posted the leak to 4chan. Now, I would like to tell some info that I know either differed from the leak or some stuff that the person has not talked about. Now, I want to first talk about what the poster on 4chan mentioned. 1. I have not seen any indication of a character creator in-game, and as far as I know, the person in my image has been the only playable character, and I am leaning towards this game having a set protagonist. That being said, I have never seen the player character speak. 2. I also have not seen any indication of any multiplayer modes. However, I think multiplayer might still be in this game. 3. While it is true, the earliest this game might be revealed is at TGA The Game Awards 2023. I am currently heavily leaning towards the game being shown around June 2024 instead. 4. I think the poster on 4chan has exaggerated the size of the game a little bit, but he is definitely correct about how the map outlay is. One big main dungeon in the center of the map, and a smaller open world surrounding it. and as far as I have said, the game is smaller than Elden Ring. I would say that it is roughly 2/3 the size of Elden Ring. 5. The poster on 4chan has claimed that there are underwater areas and that the player can swim. I haven't seen anything relating to those, and there is a lot of emphasis to the sea/ocean in this game. Now all of this is very, very interesting. I would like to start by saying that without having a character creator in the game, it kind of gives me a feeling of them trying to replicate the feeling of Sekiro, which I'm all hands on for. I think that game was a phenomenal game. They did something different while keeping the Souls-like feel, and it was just really a magical game. Gameplay wise, I do think that they are trying to go for something different, and instead of them having more of a melee focus this time, it sounds like they want to have more magic focus. That sounds sick. I'm down for that. When I play Souls games, I never play with magic. So if they strip me bare and they make me get good, I'm all for that. Now, I want to talk about things that the poster on 4chan has not mentioned, and maybe add further detail to what they have said. 1. The city in which the game takes place in is called either Kenrath or Genrath. The city has a very 18th century European imperial capital vibe to it, as the poster has suggested. The city is just filled with palaces, towers, castles. It feels like it's the capital of a flourishing empire, and it is in no way a decrepit, abandoned place. It does not have that post-apocalyptic vibe that a lot of Fromsoftware games do. 2. The city itself is by the sea, and it is divided into circular wards that are separated by water channels. 3. The lantern/gas lamp the player character is holding has some sort of gameplay mechanic, where it shows hidden items in area illusionary walls. However, I am not yet clear on how it exactly works and what other uses it has, but it does seem like a major gameplay mechanic. 4. Spells do not require stabs or wands to cast. The player character just equips spells and casts spells with their hands. 5. Spells can be dual wielded, and you can wield a melee weapon with your right hand and spell with your left hand. When you dual wield a spell, its moveset changes and becomes more powerful. I do not know if you can dual wield melee weapons, however I am inclined to believe that you can. Now, I don't know about you guys, but this sounds very, very Bloodborne-like to me, but only with magic. And you could even say that they have a little bit of Sekiro identity in there. Now, I love this unique style of gameplay that FromSoft has created, where they have one arm from the player character utilizing one type of attack, and then the other arm utilizing another type of attack. Sekiro had it with their prosthetic arm, Bloodborne had it with the rifles. To me, it's just so special to their identity. I think that this game sounds super awesome. I hope it's real. But if it's not, it's some really, really good fan fiction, and FromSoft, if you're listening, please make this a reality. Thank you. 6. Melee weapon types that I have seen: swords, greatswords, axes, scythes, maces, halberds, and spears. 7. Almost all of the weapons I have seen had a second moveset where they transformed and had magical attacks. 8. Customizing your clothing is very in-depth. You can change the fabric color and pattern. 9. You can add gameplay changing customizations to your clothing. One prominent example is that you can make yourself hover in the air slightly by customizing your clothing. This also changes how you dodge. Another one makes the clothing emit water, making you immune to fire damage. Another one makes you emit a purplish blue smoke. However, I do not know how this works. Now, if all of this sounds too good to be true, this is FromSoftware that we're talking about. The amount of weapons that was named off was very, very promising. I think that sounds incredible. The way that the attacks transform is so sick. I love it. It sounds like Bloodborne's trick weapons, which is a fan favorite between a lot of people in the Souls community. And I will say that the clothing customizations on how it changes gameplay sounds so sick. That reminds me of Armored Core. And to me, as fans of FromSoftware, this is something that we've been longing for. Now, another Redditor went on to ask the questions: what's the estimated release date? And when will we know the final name for the game? Good questions. Now, they went on to state that it would be early 2025, so sometime around February or March, and that they don't know when they have plans to release the final name for the game. Now, all of this is very interesting. It makes me wonder if we might actually be getting another DLC for Elden Ring after Shadow of the Erdtree, because if we're waiting until 2025 for a brand new IP, if these leaks are to be believed as true, then that would be a very long time between game and game. I mean, we've had long waits between games before. It seems like Fromsoftware has expanded and they are pumping out games faster than ever today. But this is all very interesting. But what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Do you think the game should be expected around 2025, or is that too soon? Now, another Redditor asked if the game was being developed besides Elden Ring, and they responded that the game has started development back in early 2021, and it was being developed alongside Armored Core 6 and Elden Ring. And we've heard in the past that Fromsoftware has been working on multiple titles at the same time. We know of Armored Core, it comes out in 2 weeks. We know of Elden Ring DLC, we know of more potential Elden Ring DLC, but they are working on a new IP right now. If that new IP is Spellbound, I like the way this sounds, and the future of FromSoft is looking very, very bright. Now, to continue on with this thread, this person has asked if they know of any other titles that are in development at this moment, and they respond that right now they know of 3 other projects that are being worked on at FromSoftware at the moment. One of these, however, hasn't started development yet and is in the concept phase. Now, these are very broad statements. This could very well be made up, but it is interesting to think that there could be more being developed that we don't know about. And if there is a concept phase for something, could that potentially be more Elden Ring DLC? They continue on by stating that of the 3 projects that they know that is in development right now from Software, one is Spellbound, one is in the concept phase and has not started development yet, and the other one they cannot share any info about at this very moment in time. There are 3 projects that they know about, including the Elden Ring DLC. And keep in mind that these ones are the only ones that they personally know about. To finish things off, someone asked if they knew which platforms this game would be put on, and they stated that around 90% of what the 4chan said matches with what they know so far of this project, and that this game will come out on PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. What I take from this is that this game will most likely not be on last generation consoles and won't have any sort of exclusivity deals, which to me is for the betterment of all of gaming. But tell me what you guys think. Do you think this is a load of bullshit? Do you think this is someone striving for attention and they came up with some fan fiction and this has no merit to it whatsoever? To me, this is just a general rumor. I've had fun explaining this. I think this is a totally awesome idea. I would love for this to be a real game, but my hopes are not high at the moment. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is a different type of video, but I wanted to start making things besides gaming comedy, and I'm still going to continue to do the voices and doing these things in other videos, but today we wanted to do a little bit something different. We want to do a little bit of an informative video on the games that I love, and I hope you guys love these games too. And if I can give you guys any sort of value with these videos that I enjoy creating, then I've done my job well. Please like, comment, subscribe, do anything you guys can to help me. I am just one guy, and I make these videos because it is my passion. Now thank you very much and have a nice day. This is Drew Spacely signing off. Peace.